Hello and welcome to Sentimental Elephants, a musical journey. This is where I will be sharing my life story through music and hopefully passing on some insights and exploring some different viewpoints on music, both obscure and well known. So, who am I? Well, I'm Rob. Hi, nice to meet you. Just a regular guy with a regular job, as Dennis Leary would say. Was born in 1970, so that make me 52 years old. Canadian, so if there is any Americans watching and wondering why I pronounce things a certain way, that's the explanation. I'm a longtime music fan. Not really formally a musician. I don't play any instrument and I don't write anything. I am a singer. It's hard to tell with my post-COVID voice, but yeah, I do sing. I've been in bands. I haven't performed in a bit of a while, but I do from time to time. Don't really have a strong technical knowledge of music. I've had some music lessons and have a bit of music theory, but that's not really where my focus is. Mostly, I listen to music. That's what I love doing. My family couldn't really describe them as a full-on musical family. I mean, my parents both sing in the choir. They didn't really listen to a lot of contemporary music. There's not a lot of pop or rock that was around being listened to them. My sisters and I listened to the radio, certainly, but my parents weren't really listening to that. But they would have great taste in music. They listened to more sort of folk and classical. And my two sisters, I have one older and one younger, and they have both got excellent taste in music as well. They have their own taste. It doesn't match my own, but it's they have their own choices and their own likes and dislikes. So music was always kind of around. None of my family went crazy for music, kind of quite like I did. That sort of sunk in on my in my early teens. But as I say, there's certainly good music taste in my family. Both my two brothers-in-law have got great taste in music. My younger brother-in-law is a fine musician. He's a great guitar player and singer. My nieces and nephews all play instruments, and they all have good taste too. So music does run in my family, even if it's not really, we're not the Von Trapps or anything like this. As I said, it kind of sunk in for me in my early teens. Throughout my life, I've always maintained a strong relationship with music. I'm always listening to it. Been going to concerts since I was 14 with my first concert, which was Yes on the 90125 tour. Read a lot of books about music and music magazines. I'm always watching documentaries. I'm always listening to podcasts about music or watching music related videos on YouTube, like not just songs, but like a lot of things talking about music history and reaction channels and that sort of thing. Now, when the pandemic hit we're now at about 2.5 years ago, my employers were very good and they got me set up working from home. So for all of the challenges and complications that had, there was actually a big opportunity with regards to music because I was now at home with all my music available to me, and I was able to spend a lot of my time while working just listening to music while doing my job. I got to explore a bunch of different new things, and that's when I started watching the reaction videos and sort of seeing that a lot of people were talking about music on YouTube. But the thing is, I just miss talking with people about music. I mean, not seeing many people these days, and it's kind of a one-way relationship at that point. Um, Now, recently, ironically, it was just after the first festival I've gotten to go to for a while. I came away from it with a lot of great musical experiences, but unfortunately, I did contract COVID. Thankfully, it was a fairly mild variety of it. I've had my shots, and I've been focusing on keeping myself in a healthy lifestyle for the last while. So I was able to, take the brunt of that. It wasn't too bad, but it was during that time that I got inspirations of, hey, why don't I start a YouTube channel? So that's what I'm doing here, and just trying to think of a way to put my own particular stamp, do my own individual thing. I decided I wasn't going to do another reaction video channel. There's many great ones out there. I love a lot of different ones. Uh, that that territory is fairly well populated by people who know what they're doing. Also, to be blunt, I wasn't super sure about navigating the waters of avoiding copyright strikes and how to include music clips without publishers taking a dim view of it. There won't be any sort of music clips during this one. I'll recommend songs and people can look them up on my own, but it's basically just going to be me talking. Um, but it did hit me what my own personal slant would be, and that is the evolution of music tastes. Uh, each person has got their own story with regards to their relationship with music, with the individual artists, songs, albums, and it changes throughout their life. I like to say that the foundation of my musical tastes will be substantially built on a lot of artists that I used to hate. My first reaction of an artist is not necessarily going to be the definitive one. I've found that artists that I just really did not like going in and later would become to be essential to me. I'd be listening to them a lot and their music would mean a lot to me, but I didn't get it at the time. And contrarily, sometimes bands or artists will mean a lot to you at one point in your life, and you'll find later on you're just not listening to them and just don't have quite the same connection, although you still have fond memories of them. Even then, you might start out having one relationship and think, oh, wow, I'm really into this band, and later on, it's just going to kick into a different gear, and you appreciate them on a whole different level. I'll probably be looking at all of these different ranges of experiences while talking about a bit of the history of individual artists, both their own music and my experiences listening to their music, possibly sharing some personal anecdotes regarding them, and just taking a look at things from that perspective. Just to get things rolling, I'll be starting off alphabetically. Just doing a little alphabet strategy, as Sean Caniff once did on the first season of Survivor. And so the A is for such and such artist, B is for this artist, D, C, D. I do know my alphabet. Well, you may be challenged to believe that in a moment. Just to, it might be one particular artist in general, or might be talking about a particular phase of their career or a significant album. But like I say, just to get things rolling, I will of course be starting with the letter B for reasons, which I will go into when I get to that first entry. Don't worry, Afghan Wigs fans, we will be doubling back to the letter A, and then we will keep going through the rest of the alphabet. And once we get to the end of the alphabet, we'll just keep going from there, hopefully, and find more things to do. If I get to a particular letter and perhaps I don't do the artist that you hoped I would, or don't focus on that particular artist I select, don't touch it on certain aspects that maybe you wanted to, don't worry, I plan to double back on everything. It's just a way to get things rolling. Just a heads up here, I'm a big progressive rock fan. That was sort of the first music I got into. I listen to a lot of other different types, but there will be a lot of mentions of progressive rock throughout. I also got a fair number of other sort of geeky interests, comic books, professional wrestling, Doctor Who. I mentioned Survivor earlier. That'll come up from time to time. I'm sure I'll be making some references. I'll do my best to explain anything if it gets too obscure, but if I don't, I'll just roll with it. So before we come to a conclusion here, I just want to have some dedications, because I've got a lot of great support on this project when I'm getting started. Main one, I want to send a dedication to my sweetie. She's amazing. She's been super encouraging. I love you, babe. You're incredible. Also to my voice teacher, Jennifer. You are an absolute superstar, and thank you for everything you always give to me. I'm going to dedicate this to a lot of the music fans and geeks that are friends of mine, Dave and Dave, Cassandra, Jay, Todd. I do want to give a special one at this time to Alan. He recently passed away. He was a fine gentleman and a great lover of music, and he's really going to be missed. Uh, Another dedication also to Chris, who gave all sorts of great advice on how to start a YouTube channel, and I guess the big dedication will be to all of the artists, local, national, international, famous and obscure, all the ones who gave to my life with their wonderful creations. So much inspiration, so much enjoyment, things that have touched me greatly and become a big part of my life. Um, as Abba said, thank you for the music. So, as the saying goes, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, and I'm looking forward to taking this first step and all the subsequent ones with you. See you next time.